Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watch One. Thanks for logging on. Today we're looking at the Patek Philippe 5961A stainless steel annual calendar chronograph. You can see this annual calendar chronograph on our website, watchyouwant.com. Purchase it there. And if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. You can also click on the card in the upper right-hand corner of this video at any time to see our complete listing for this watch with pricing, extra accessories included, and high-resolution images. Now, on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see that the latest iteration of the 5960 has a very different visual impact and stance in stainless steel with a full bracelet. Now, originally released in 2006, this reference was discontinued in precious metals in 2014, with this 1A bracelet stainless steel variant being the sole survivor and really a revolutionary, taking what was once a very formal timepiece and moving it into the sports segment. Patek Philippe transformed the look and the feel of the watch. So 40.5 millimeters across the round of the case, not including the crown or pushers. It has a reasonable diameter, so it's not oversized. It is a little bit girthier than a conventional Patek Philippe because it's 14 millimeters thick, and that's largely a result of the immense complexity of the caliber CH28520 automatic winding integrated chronograph calendar inside. Now, from lug to lug, because it does feature conforming end pieces with a little bit of a rigid outcropping, if you measure from one rigid extremity to the opposite number, you do wind up with a contemporary 51 millimeter span. Again, not oversized, but certainly larger than the norm for Patek Philippe. The watch features a 5-link high-polish bracelet that's a complete departure from the leather straps originally specified for these models. Now, the move to a full bracelet from a strap not only transforms the look, but transforms the feel. In no way does it make it uncomfortable. It's actually better aerated and better ventilated than the strap. It has a silken feel. It almost has the impression of a dress watch bracelet on the wrist, but it's beautifully rendered, and it offers longevity and enduring value in a way that a disposable leather strap never will. It's comfortable on the wrist, extremely flexible, and you can see that despite the rigid end link, it has no tendency to flare outward and try to fight the curvature of your wrist. It also features an outstanding, fully finished, polished, double deployant clasp from Patek Philippe. I like the double deployant because it's easier to buckle on a smaller wrist than when you have a single fold with that one huge up and over that can sometimes pinch skin. This is easy to do. The nice thing is, it's not just a double deployant clasp, but it has a clamshell closure with a Patek Philippe Calatrava cross for security, maintaining a low profile when closed. It's a little bit like Rolex's crown clasp in that only the company marquee denotes the partition point between the two halves of the bracelets. Low profile, elegant. It's a gorgeous and highly refined take on the deployant clasp. Now, the watch itself is also a huge departure from the aesthetic of the original 5960. That watch, again, was a formal reference in all of its variants, and by transforming the precious metal case to steel, Patek Philippe has created a more versatile timepiece. It's now sports style, but not so aggressive that you couldn't wear it with a suit and tie. You still have that classic sporting tricolor, white, black, and red, but not overbearing, not overly sporting. This isn't going to be mistaken for an Hublot Big Bang or King Power on your wrist. The case remains sensuous and beautifully formed. You can see the complex curves. It seems that every surface is bending in more than one direction at the same time, and it has a gorgeous concave bezel. It's a thoughtful addition that adds still more sensuous curvature to this already voluptuous watch. Now, the dial is where this one really departs from the original 5960s. I don't look up too much information about these watches because I feel like I know the references pretty well. I kind of live the watch thing, so when I have to look something up, it's because I'm totally bamboozled, and I'll admit that I could not tell what color this dial was. From the first time I saw it at Baselworld 2014, I was like, silver white? So I looked up Patek Philippe's nomenclature, and this is opaline silver. It's not white, it's not silver, it's opaline silver, but it does have a dynamism that changes the impression you'll have from silver to gray to white to almost chrome, depending on what light's hitting it. Now, the indices in the hands, that's easy. They're made of gold and they're blackened, and so is the minuscule power reserve scale indicator at 12 o'clock. Outboard, there's a stepped black minute track that really gives this watch a sporting punch. It's also fully loomed, as are the minute and hour hands, so you can easily see this watch in lower nose light. Again, like a sports watch. 30 meters water resistant. This is a high and dry sports watch, or one for sporting style. Certainly not one to take diving, but you have a Nautilus or an Aquanaut for that. Now the apertures are as easy as they come. I'll move that minute hand out of the way so you can enjoy the day, date, and month apertures unencumbered. Very intuitive. It's paired with another first for Patek Philippe. This is the first integrated automatic winding chronograph caliber from Patek. It also features the first use of adjacent case flank pusher correctors. They're normally scattered about the case. The 5960 was the first time they were all arranged in a logical row in the order that they appear on the dial. So day, date, month, day, date, month. It's that simple. The mono counter has been a signature of the 5960 as well as the 5980 Nautilus chronograph since they debuted in 2006. You get hours and minutes on concentric circular scales to maintain the proportions and the balance, the symmetry of the dial. There's also a small aperture at 6 o'clock that acts as an AM/PM indicator, so you know when not to set the calendar. You know when it's in its changeover zone. It is an annual calendar, it is a chronograph, it has a 24-hour AM/PM indicator, and it does have a very small power reserve just under my thumb. You can see as I turn it, I energize the 55-hour power reserve of the watch, and the indicator moves accordingly. What I would mention, because almost no one else does, including Patek, is that this is a flyback chronograph. It can be stopped, restarted, with a single button. It can be reset the same. It is a flyback in addition to being an annual calendar, an automatic winder, a 24-hour scale. This is a remarkably complex watch, and it's complex courtesy of an incredible caliber. Now I mentioned that this was a Patek first, the first integrated automatic winding chronograph, but it's really immensely complex in a way that the mere thickness and descriptions of the watch can't convey. 456 parts, 40 jewels. This is modern technology at its best with traditional finish in tandem. When I talk about modern technology, I mean a vertical clutch and column wheel, engagement of the chronograph, and function selection respectively. It's the modern architecture for a chronograph. The Gyromax free-sprung balance is Patek Philippe mechanical engineering heritage. It has been since 1950. But the anti-magnetic silicon hairspring Spiromax is new, and considering the span of Patek Philippe's history, the zirconium oxide ceramic ball bearings in the winding rotor system also remain a relatively new innovation. Now this watch, part of a series only built since 2014 and into the present model year, will have the Patek Philippe seal, as all variants of the 5961A have. You can see this beautifully finished, beautifully rendered, aesthetically versatile Patek Philippe 5960 annual calendar chronograph, and you can purchase it on our website, watchyouwant.com.